Good evening. Happy Wednesday. Happy middle of the week. Happy life. Why not? Let's just go for the big one, shall we? It's um it's an exciting week, isn't it? There's a lot happening. Today is the 13th. On the 21st, we are going to, one way or another, inaugurate our next president. Exciting times. I know a lot of you worked very, very hard to make that happen, and you should be celebrating. The events of the past week, however, have caused a lot of us, I think, to take a deep breath and consider the repercussions of our thoughts and actions, and the repercussions of the thoughts and actions and words of others, and how they impact all of our lives. I think so. Yes, Jennifer, you are the first one here. Hello, there should be a prize for that. There should be. I keep threatening because Heidi does it so often to give her a prize, but I'm not sure what the prize should be. However, tonight it would be yours. So, yay! I'm glad you're here. It's at least us, and that makes me very happy because I like your company. I do. I do. Is your husband going to join us this evening? I need to know these things. I don't know why I need to know these things, but I like knowing everything, and I'll settle for the parts of everything I can get my hands on. So I am glad you are here. I am excited about our intentions for the evening. I am excited about the history-making era that we are living in. Yay, Lainey. Lainey's here too. Okay. Good, the gals are here. What should we talk about? Just us girls. That'd be fun some night, wouldn't it? We'd let Kirk come in because he's an honorary one of us. But make it just a girls' night and talk about girl things. Why not? No? You. The technical department just went, you. So I guess we're not going to do that. Oh. Okay, he's working late. Okay, well, the good news is, always, for me, that if you want to hear it, you can always just jump right in and play back. So I love that feature. I love that feature. That you can just, on Friday say, what did she say? I don't know. Let's play it again and see what she said. Hi, Susan. I just finished feeding the dogs and the cats, so I got it. Yeah, they won't wait. Actually, I've made them wait a couple of times, and they're not pleasant about it. Good news. Spirit is living up to his name. Finally. After 3 days of me calling him Attila, and I did.
Conan and Genghis.
What you called him, those other things. I just stuck with Attila because I could remember it. It was sort of alliterative. He went to the vet on Monday. On Monday, and got his well baby check, which he passed. Everything was fine and dandy. We didn't find that out until Tuesday, but he passed. And the technical department that handles things like that had saved a pheromone collar from God knows what cat doing what, when, why. And we gave it to the vet and said, if you get a chance, would you put this on him? Because we weren't going to do it. He was dangerous.
No, we said we won't take him back unless you put this collar
on.
Is
that what you said?
Yeah.
I missed that part.
There was no, if you might think about it, please.
We're not taking him. He's yours unless you put the collar on him.
Exactly
Okay,
right.
so they put the pheromone collar on him, and I swear it changed his life. Now, I don't know if it was the trip out that made him think, oh my God, they're going to trade me in again. Somebody's going to trade me in again. I better shape up. Or whether it was the pheromone collar that just got his little pheromones lined up the way they should be. Um, or if it was just time. I don't know. But all of a sudden, this little kitty rubs up against my legs, hasn't destroyed anything recently, um, is purring, purring, is out. He's out from underneath the vanity in the bathroom and sleeping on the rug most of the time. He still can go underneath if he wants, but he doesn't seem to want to do that as often. Um, he kisses, gives little kitty kisses. He's pretty swell. Who'd have thought? I was pretty well convinced I wasn't ever going to adjust to this cat. And I hoped he liked Cack because I wasn't real fond of him. And all of a sudden, he's a new cat. Yes, Susan, spirit does work. It's a great affirmation. And he's a great cat. He's just turned into a love bug. It's really cute. He squeaks. He doesn't really, well, he sort of purrs, but it sounds more like a squeak. But it's a soft little sweet squeak. That's hard to say. Um, so we're doing real good. We're real pleased. We haven't really introduced him to the rest of the furry family yet. Merlin has talked to him under the door, and I think Socrates has spent a couple of nights parked outside the bathroom door trying to figure out what's going on in there. They see me going in with cat food, so I know they're interested. Um, it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. So maybe tomorrow, we're just trying to figure out how best to introduce him to the rest of the family without shell shocking him or them or us. So that's the update on Spirit. Do you love that? You tune into a spiritual show when I'm talking about spirit, and I'm talking about a cat.
Spirit's a cat.
Spirit's a cat. Cute little guy. He's white with gray markings, and I swear the one on his right hip, gets his right hip, is shaped like a heart. Like a big gray, he's white with these gray good-sized gray markings on him. And the one on his little hip is a heart. And it's very sweet. He's very sweet. Yeah, I think we'll keep him. Now that we know he's not going to destroy the house or kill us in our sleep, which I was somewhat concerned about for a little while. He does have soulful eyes that are kind of amber colored. It's really pretty on this stark white and gray cat, and then these amber colored eyes. He's a sweetie pie. Yeah, he is. So, how is everybody doing? Enough about me and my cat. Unless you want to talk more about my cat, and I'm willing because he's turned out to be just great. How are you all doing? How are your families? Prayer requests? Anything any updates? So we know how people are and whether or not we need to adjust our prayers for updates. Jennifer's now singing Felix the Cat. It's easy to do, isn't it? You get it in your head and there it goes. Yeah. Da 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 da. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to go on with it. I promise I won't do that to you. I talk, I don't sing. So, what is going on with you, my friends? Talk to me. Talk to me. What is going on in your lives? What's going on with your bodies? Anybody need extra prayer support or continuing prayer support? Just an update. Mom is home. Oh, Jennifer, that's terrific. How is she doing? How is she doing? Oh, I'm so glad. I don't like anybody being in hospitals right now. I I think they're kind of dangerous places. I mean, I realize it's the point at which it's the only place, but I'm glad she's home. Oh, Susan, how sweet. I'm doing fine, thank you. I'm doing fine. How's the tech department?
Tech department is fine. Do you want to mention that a president has returned unexpectedly in case of
Oh, oh well, that's a thought. The technical department wants me to mention the fact that something that was sent to the post office box got returned. We're talking to them about why that happened, but it got returned. Apparently, we didn't hep hep and collect it quite as fast as they thought we should. Not that they let us know anything was there, just
well, you
that we
couldn't
didn't.
get into the post office. The lines were around
Yeah,
the block.
yeah.
You know?
The lines literally were around the block at Christmas time, and you couldn't get in. It was hours worth of waiting. And we never knew if there was anything there or not because they didn't tell us. And so they sent something back. So if, the thought here being, if one of you sent something to the post office box and got it back, would you mind sending it again? I guess that's the best thing to do.
Oh, we'll pay for the postage.
Yeah.
We'll pay for
Yeah,
the
we'll
postage.
reimburse you for the postage.
We're sorry.
Yeah. We're very sorry, darn it. It's annoying.
Yeah.
Okay, Jennifer. We'll keep prayer going. Um, but I'm glad she's home. That's some pretty serious stuff, isn't it? Let me know what I can do to support you. Please? You can email me personally if you would rather do that than post. So, anytime one of you wants to do that, if you want to email me personally and just don't want everybody in on the discussion, Marlene Morris at sbcglobal.net, and I will respond. Yeah, Lainey says I'm reminding myself that I am in the eye of the storm where it is peaceful. It's been a storm this past week, hasn't it? Well, it's been a storm, I suspect, since, well, last March, really. But politically speaking, um, we haven't had a chance to catch our breath since November, have we? Actually, October, probably. And last week was scary, which is what they intended it to be. So everybody wins, I guess. Um, Good. Mom tested negative the day she was released. Yeah, we'll keep praying, Jen. I think a lot of us were probably thrown somewhat off center, Laney, by the events of the past week. Not certainly what we expected. And, well, not anything that, well, I guess the FBI and the CIA and a bunch of other people, and apparently some members of the House of Representatives and a few senators expected it. That's the latest that I read today. That someone gave the leaders of the insurrection a tour of the Senate building last week, the day before the event. I guess so they'd know exactly where to go. Um, And I don't think it was just handing out paper maps. So that's a lot disconcerting. But this is not a political show. This is a spiritual show. And we're going to know that somehow the highest good is in fact revealing itself and is playing out in all of this, even if we don't understand it in the moment. And I think the important thing for all of us, is to find our place in all of it, to find our place in the confusion and the disillusionment and the disappointment, and to say, what is there for me to do? What what is there? I think the technical department is about to turn a light on. So if this all changes in a moment, it's not you. It's not your computer, and it's not your telephone. Aha!
I can hardly see you. You're too dark.
Yeah, but now I'm all washed out.
Well, at least you're not washed up.
Hopefully not. No, I liked it better the other way.
No, you're too
This
dark.
is oh, but now I'm too light.
Oh, right. But I couldn't see. Oh, I see. That's fun. Okay, this is fun. You have to see you. I couldn't see you.
I know. I was fading. It was getting darker and darker. I get it.
All right.
I get it.
There. There we go. There you are. You're
Okay.
now lit.
There we go.
Oh, that's much better. I can see you.
Okay, good.
Okay, sorry. No more interruptions.
Yeah, Lainey, I get it. Talk of what's to come, who's doing what to who, what the plans are, whose plans are what. Susan, good question. Good question. Susan says, how do I lovingly agree or disagree with family members? I think you have to know that they too are a place where God is. Disillusioned as we may think they are. We can disagree with their thoughts and their words without being disagreeable if we know who we are. I think it all depends on what your intention is, which kind of gets me around to where I want to go tonight anyway, but let me stick with this for a moment. If your intention is to be right, then there's no spiritual way to do that well. If your intention is to communicate, to simply say, I don't see it that way, but you are absolutely entitled to your opinion. And in the name of family love, maybe we should just change the subject. That works. I've told this story before, but it's just one of my favorites because it worked. I like stories that work. And a friend of mine, now this is a slightly different subject matter, but hang in there, the point is the same. A very good, my oldest and dearest friend. We've been friends since we were 10. Became a born-again Christian. And it changed her life for the better. It really did. It was wonderful for her. Just doesn't happen to be the way my spiritual leanings go. So she said to me one time, I'm worried about you. And I said, oh, why? And she said, well, according to everything, I believe unless you accept Jesus Christ as your personal Lord and Savior, you're going to go to hell. And I said, I just don't believe that's true. I don't believe that God is that hung up on semantics to make that kind of a ill-advised decision. And she said, well, all right, but I'm going to pray for you. And I said, oh, please do. All prayers are accepted. And here's the deal. If when I die it turns out I was wrong, I'll say all the right words then. But I'm not going to say them now. And she laughed, and I laughed, and I imagine she's probably still praying for me. I hope she is. And if you can get people to laugh a little bit or at least smile, it helps. It breaks the tension. I didn't have to be right, but I did want to tell her how I felt. She had told me. So there we went. Does that help at all, Susan? I hope it does. Okay, so intention. Intention. Before you open your mouth, before you start a fight, before you try to end a fight, before you set an agenda, it helps to know what you really want to accomplish. So I became aware, as I was thinking on it the other day, that sometimes our worlds collide in the most interesting ways. Based on the topic of a casual discussion I had a couple of weeks ago, and then some emails I received very recently from the next President of the United States, emails that outlined his intentions for America after January 21st, emails that suggested there were things I personally could do to help all of us get it all together. Things like volunteering, even a little bit. Things like contributing, even a little bit. Things like being involved, even a little bit. For me, it all kind of pointed in one direction, and I just knew that I wanted to talk to you tonight about intention. Then I put that aside, but after some casual reading in Spiritual Economics, my go-to success book, I once again found myself considering intention as a key factor in creating a successful mindset. Obviously, there are a whole lot of aspects to success. Material wealth is only one small part of the puzzle. Material abundance just happens to be one of those things that makes the trip more fun, because it lets you do what you want to do for yourself, for others, for the world. It helps. But success for a lot of people has little or nothing to do with money. It looks like health or good relationships or self-expression or peace of mind. So doing some research for tonight, I found myself deeply involved in Deepak Chopra's 7 Spiritual Laws of Success. And then I realized that the 5th law is all about intention. When a word keeps popping up like that in my mind and in my research, I just know I have to pay attention to it. Then I discovered that if my intention was to help us all get it all together, I couldn't just speak to the 1 law and leave out the other 6. Chopra writes that success is the ability to fulfill your desires with effortless ease. And he says, with the knowledge and practice of spiritual law, we put ourselves in harmony with nature and create with carefreeness, all one word, carefreeness, joy, and love. True success, then, is the gentle, graceful, joyful, carefree unfolding of the divinity within us. I like that, don't you? And it is the awareness of divinity wherever we go, in everything we see and everyone we see. Because when we begin to experience our life as a miraculous expression of divinity, then not just our holiest moments, but all the time, we'll know the true meaning of success. Isn't that kind of yummy? So, just quickly, here's my interpretation of the 7 spiritual laws of success. Number 1, the law of pure potentiality. The law of pure potentiality is based on the fact that we are, in our most essential state, pure consciousness, as, frankly, everything is. Pure consciousness is pure potentiality. It can be anything. It is the field of all possibilities and infinite creativity. It's living in the awareness of your unlimited divinity. So, my interpretation is that this is about the realization that God is all there is, and that there's no separation between you and the creative force of the universe. God and I are one. God and you are one. One. It's about knowing that you are one with God on every level. Chopra says, when you discover your essential nature and know who you really are, you will have the ability to fulfill any dream you have, because you are the eternal possibility. You can make up a name tag if you want that says that. I am the eternal possibility. The immeasurable potential of all that was, is, and will be. And one way to tap into this realization is through daily meditation and affirmation. Lainey is saying to herself, I am in the eye of the storm. It is calm here. You know how to do that. I know you do. But, question, are you doing it daily? And if not, why not? What are you so busy doing that can't wait 20 minutes while you get your mind, body, and spirit in order? I take more than that just to put my makeup on. 20 minutes to sit quietly, and whatever's going about around you, like Lainey, to be sitting in the eye of the storm. Chopra talks about knowing who you are. That's how you get to know who you are, by spending quiet time with God. Okay, so the second law is the law of giving, which really should be called the law of giving and receiving, or the law of circulation, because it's not about just giving. That doesn't work. Chopra uses the analogy of blood flowing through the body. He would, he's a doctor. He says your body and your mind and the universe are in constant and dynamic change. Stopping the circulation of energy is like stopping the flow of blood. Whenever blood stops flowing, it begins to clot. to stagnate. As with one thing, so with all things. As within, so without. Bottom line. Bottom line. Pay attention here. You must both give and receive in order to keep whatever you want circulating in your life. We've talked about this before. If our only intention is to get money so that we can hoard it, we'll stop its circulation back into our lives. In order to keep that energy, or any energy coming to us, we have to keep it circulating. It really is true that the more you give, the more you will receive, but it doesn't have to be money. Why limit a universal law to that? Give whatever you want more of. Give love. Give peace. Give time. Or give energy, but give. And be willing to receive. You can't outgive God. Don't try. See, you can stop the flow from either side of the equation. You must allow others to give to you as well as you giving to them. All right? All right. Good. You got it. Deep breath. Third law, the law of karma, or cause and effect. Karma is ultimately both the action or thought and the consequence of that action or thought. It's cause and effect, which act simultaneously. Because every action generates a force of energy that sooner or later, like a boomerang, returns to us in kind. You know the words. What you sow is what you reap. What goes around comes around. Karma is about the power of conscious choice making. What is happening at this moment is a result of the choices that you've made in the past. If we take a moment and look at the choices we are making consciously in the moment, then we take the whole process into the conscious realm, and that's what makes all the difference. We must stay consciously aware that our lives are created by the choices we make. Not just when we're affirming or praying, but every moment. We probably won't stay conscious of this all the time. Our mind likes to take detours. But the more we stay awake to the power of our own thinking, the more powerful we will become. And then after a while, we're not even aware we're doing it. It becomes the natural way we think. I am a creator. My words create my world. Fourth law, one of my favorites. Okay, the law of least effort. This law is the principle of least action, of no resistance. It's harnessing the power of harmony and peace and love. Chopra says what is commonly called a miracle is actually an expression of the law of least effort. Least effort is expended. Why does that sound strange? Least effort is expended. Well, when your actions are motivated by love, then it's not a big deal to do whatever it is you need to do because you love doing it. Nature is held together, he says, by the energy of love. When you seek power and control over others, you are wasting energy. Oh, somebody should tell that to someone. Never mind. When you seek money or power for the sake of the ego, you spend energy chasing the illusion of happiness instead of enjoying happiness in the moment. When your actions are motivated by love, your energy multiplies. And then it can be channeled to create anything that you want, including, if that's what you want, unlimited wealth. Now, Chopra says there are 3 components to the law of least efforts, 3 things you can do to put this principle of do less and accomplish more into action. The first component is acceptance. Accept what? Accept that it is the way it is. It is the way. Stop wishing it was something else. It isn't. Stop trying to make the square peg fit into the round hole. It won't. It is the way it is. It just is. And the way it is the way. Let it surprise you. Just be open. The second component is responsibility, which is not about blaming anyone or anything for your situation, including yourself. Boy, there's a whole talk in that. If we get stuck in blame, we're stuck. Get over it. Get on with it. Life is too short to waste it blaming. The third component to the law of least effort is defenselessness. This means that you let go of the need to bring everyone around to your way of thinking. You just let them be them, and you be you. Defenselessness. You don't have to be right. You just have to be love. Fifth law, the law of intention and desire. Okay, so let me take you back for a moment to the idea that the whole universe, in its essential nature, is the movement of energy and information. Chopra says the only difference between you and a tree, other than it's probably taller, is the informational and energy content of your bodies. You can change the energy and informational content of your body and therefore influence the energy and informational content of your extended body, your environment, your world, and cause things to manifest. It's about intention. Chopra says the quality of intention on the object of attention will orchestrate an infinity of space-time events to bring about the outcome intended, provided, of course, that one follows the other spiritual laws of success. It's a package deal. You don't get to pick and choose. You need them all. Intention lays the groundwork for the carefreeness, the effortlessness, the spontaneous, frictionless flow of pure potentiality. The only caution is that you must use your intent for the benefit of mankind. If it benefits you and doesn't hurt anybody else, then it's for the benefit of humankind. Just don't harm anybody with your intention. But you wouldn't do that anyway. Sixth law, the law of detachment. Okay, this law says that in order to acquire anything in the physical universe, you have to relinquish your attachment to having it. Oh no, but I really, really want it. Well, good for you. Accept that you can have it in the perfect time and place and get on with your life. You don't give up the intention to create your desire. You give up your attachment to the result. Anything you want can be acquired through detachment, because detachment is based on the unquestioning belief in the power of your true self, the spirit within you. God in me, as me, has it handled. I don't need to worry about this. I don't need to fret over it. I don't need to constantly praying for it. Thank you and let go. See, attachment actually comes from poverty consciousness, doesn't it? Detachment is synonymous with wealth consciousness. True wealth consciousness is the knowledge that you have the ability to have anything you want, anytime you want, and with least effort. So you stop efforting, because efforting tells the universe that you really don't trust it to take care of the situation. Can you see that? If I'm working really hard to make this happen, well, where's my trust in the universe? Now, if there's something I'm supposed to do as part of it, that will be made clear to me. Let go. Let go. The seventh spiritual law is the law of dharma, or purpose in life, which is what dharma means. The law of dharma says we are here to fulfill a purpose. I believe that. With all my heart, I believe that. And as I have said many times before, and will likely say again, probably many times, if you're still here, God isn't done with you yet. You have a unique talent and a unique way of expressing it. There's something you can do better than anyone else in the whole world. And for every unique talent and unique expression of that talent, there are also unique needs. When those needs are matched with the creative expression of your talent, magic happens. There are 3 components to the law of dharma. They're short. We must know that 1, we're here to discover our true self. Find out who you really are, what you really are, and be blown away by it. 2, we're here to express our unique talents, because that expression will open worlds for us. And 3, we are here to be in service to humanity. When you discover your true self, you discover the presence of God. And you discover creation and unlimited power and unlimited life within you. How could you not find that? Could there be a truer self than that? When you express your unique talents, you not only fulfill your own destiny and your own dreams, but you bless others with your gifts. And that serves humanity. Who has not felt blessed by a song or a poem or an act of love, or simply being in the presence of someone who is clearly doing what they were born to do? And when you combine the ability to express your unique talent with service of that kind, and perhaps additional service. I mean, look at what some of our most successful people have done and are doing for humanity. Jimmy Carter. Then you have harnessed the law of dharma. And when you have done that, my friends, you will change your world. So it all goes back, does it not, to your intention. What really are you here to do or to be? And what, if anything, is stopping you from doing or being it? Is it your intention to actually do that? Or is that the dream you'll just keep dreaming? The wish you'll just keep wishing? when you could be waking up and getting on with it. The events of the past year have caused many of us to reconsider our lives and our priorities, to rededicate ourselves to making a positive difference for our families and our communities and our nation. Some of you have already taken steps in that direction. If you are on course, then keep going. And remember to let others help you. That's law number 2 and possibly law number 4. If you have become so caught up in the dream that you haven't actually done anything but congratulate yourself for dreaming, or if you have wandered off course, wake up! Step back on the path. There's work to be done. Reset your intention. Redeem your dream and move in its direction. That's the only way to really honor the divinity within you. Live it. Don't limit its expression. Don't limit its scope. Have faith. Step forward. And let the God in you be God in the world. Well, those are my thoughts, and I'm sticking with them. I'm just that way. Okay, I'm looking at what you lovely people have written while I was chattering. Jennifer, you are not terrible about remembering to do all of the self-care things anymore. Please. And I know, they say get up a half an hour earlier and you can fit it all in. And getting up a half an hour early is not always everything. It's find the half an hour. Schedule it. Put it in your planner. I do. It's the very first thing on my planner. The very first thing. Now, could I just have note paper? Yeah, but the planner works for me. Find what works for you and do it. Somebody's out there pushing wands. I love it. I love it. Good for you. Thank you both. You know what's great about this? I said it a little earlier. I'm going to say it again. Is that you're never late. You just push play. I'm here 24/7, 365. Good, Jennifer. Good. Got a new planner. Use it. Make it your boss. I I have a Franklin planner because it's what I've used for eons, and I like the style of it. Um, but on the left, it's a 2-page per day, so you have one whole page to just write stuff down on. Quick phone number and address or whatever, one whole page. But the left side of the left page, left facing page, is divided into 2 columns, and one is prioritizing, And then the second one is like a daily. It goes from 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock to all the way through 7 o'clock at night with room on either side. Anyway, the prioritizing list. I use Franklin Planner's system for the most part. I write down all the things that I need to do, short form, and then prioritize them. A, B, and C. Now, I'm still a little, way too many A's. Walking the dog is an A, but it is to the dog. Um, if it's important to me, even if it's just a quickie little thing, I still write it down. And I admit to having A pluses, which are things that take priority over even the A's. Um, and then I check them when I do them. It's better in my mind than putting a line through them. I've talked about this before in success workshops. But there's something about having a list and then crossing things off. You no longer see the crossed off stuff. You just see what's left. And it gets depressing. If you check it or get a highlighter and highlight it, and that means it's done. Yay, now we're celebrating. Positive stuff. Positive stuff. And if I don't get it done, I put a little arrow on it and point it to the next day and write it down there. And maybe by then I have to upgrade its necessity. Doing talk notes for Sunday could be a B on Thursday or Friday because I just think I'm going to have some extra time and I can fit it in. If I don't get it done, I don't beat myself up. I put my little arrow in, move it to the next day. But the next day, if it's Saturday, now we're an A or an A plus. Try it. Try it. Thank you, Lainey. Yeah, it's prayer, meditation, self-care, peaceful moments. I know that isn't always easy. I know. But you got to do it. Because if you crash and burn, nobody's going to do it. And it'll never get done. Prayer, meditation, peaceful, quiet moments. Whatever that looks like for you. I go out in the morning and Tipsy and I feed the birdies in our bird feeders. It's a little bit of a process. And then we sit down and we read Daily Word. I read it out loud to Tipsy because he likes it. And then I journal. And we watch the hummingbirds come and go. And it's peaceful. And it gets me started off right for the day. Even if it's been a little chaotic up until then, I've reframed it. I invite you to do something like that. What works for you? You're very welcome, Susan. Thank you for being part of my life. Incidentally, Susan darling, if you didn't see Sunday's talk, take a look. You might recognize the blue bowl that I used in it. So, here we are. 5 minutes to go. What do you think? I want to pray and then I want to end with something I was asked about the other day. You'll recognize it when we get there. So let's take a moment. You know the drill. Close your eyes if that's comfortable for you. If not, just soft focus. Do what works for you. If you have a candle lit, you might want to look at the candle. If you've got a flower in the room, you might want to put your gaze on that. If someone you love is there, you might want to Look into their eyes. Just take a moment and recognize that the only way to really honor the divinity within you is to live it. God's all there is. So it's all that you are. Don't limit the expression of that. Don't limit the scope of that. Have faith. And I know for each of us now, and for those that we hold dear, the intention of this prayer is to heal and uplift and inspire and recharge our batteries while reminding our minds of the very highest truth, that God is all there is. And that being true, it's all that we are. We are creation in expression, God going forth anew every single moment. To make the world a better place. To fill hearts with love, to fill minds with peace, to fill bodies with wholeness. Its natural order is evolution, is betterment, is love. And so I know for each of us that when we need the words will be there. When we need the feelings will be there. When we need the idea would be there. When we need the solution will make itself known. What good news! Our soul is the very soul of God. And it is well. It is very, very well. And we are reminded tonight of whatever we needed to know. And we are healed tonight of anything that had the appearance of needing healing. And we are uplifted and inspired tonight by the fact of God. And so tonight we dedicate ourselves to letting the God in you be the God in the world. And I ask you now, wherever you are, to say this with me. Something wonderful is happening through me right now. It is this thing called life. Life is in my mind, life is in my body, and life is in all my affairs. I think it, I feel it, I believe it, and I accept it, just the way that it is, and just the way that it is not. Thank you, life. I love you all. Have a wonderful rest of your week. Keep your intentions clear and your mind focused. And I'll see you on Sunday. God bless you.